Okay, so this is the webcam. Showing you with this, I took the one ZFC off and then I put that with the iMac 2017 to see if it worked, and it did. So then I add the R10 to it, which was on this system, and it worked. But then I noticed that on my M1 Mac Studio, all right, I had one too many cameras. So I put the Z30 on that one and brought back the ZFC. And first I interchanged them and then decided to bring the ZFC for here. So this video is about portability. There's a couple ways of portability, but like I showed you the setup, I got power to generate this hub that would also charge this, and it'll give me some SD cards to work, for transferring files and stuff. Also to connect cameras to, and I've connected 7 to here before. But on this one, I'm just dealing with one extra camera. Portability is important. So there's 2 ways to look at it. If you're going to take the whole system, just the laptop and the camera, all right, you need a special bag for that. Now, of course, with the laptop, I like to put it in a case, but sometimes it won't fit in a case. You go in another case. So, you get a good rucksack, like, let's say this Low Pro, okay? It's a good one. In fact, I could show you on this camera right here. So on this camera, ZFC, as you can see, I have many holes, compartments to put the lens, extra lens if I wanted to. I can put some stuff in a little cubby hole. But the main reason is you put your lens and your camera, everything will fit in here with the lenses that you want to choose. For portability, the only thing I can fit in here, is this is bigger than the laptop, is the iPad Pro. But that's just for short runs. So this will work because you use the iPad Pro to upload your file to YouTube or whatever, let them render it. Or what you can do is send it to your home if you have a computer and send the files there, or send the files up to your folder if you have enough gigabytes. And then you can work on the run. But this is just a small setup. So basically, I don't need a backpack like that. I usually leave the laptop here, and I just take my camera, which is this one right here, and put it in this bag right here. Now this bag I like. Small, portable. It has a battery charger, wall battery charger. I have a couple of cables to charge it up with. If I plug it into the wall. If I can't find a wall available, I'll open up the, well, let me show the side pockets. So I have a total, and let me put it back on the webcam, as you can see better. Okay. I have 6 batteries, okay? 4 cameras, and I got some extra batteries. They're all charged, all ready to go. 3 in this side pocket, 3 and more in there. Total of 6 batteries. So 1 will go in the camera. I'll have 5 extra batteries to go. Usually I don't need that much, but you never know. So if I open up the bag, what I have inside is this tripod, and I keep remembering, or not remembering the name, but it's the Mini Tix. I think it's the Mount Pixie B. Okay, excellent, great ball head. You can adjust the camera like I'm doing right here. Perfect. Okay, gives me the right height. But I got another tripod, Zedio, and you've seen this. Oh, there we go. No ball head, but it sits flat. Or if you mount it, depending where you point the camera, but you can't move it around like you can with the other one. So I have those two. I have the kit lens, 16 to 50, 3.5 to 6.3 aperture, and I have the multi 18 to 140 millimeter DX lens. Must have. I've used the 24 to 120. I've used the 24 to the 200. I would recommend this lens because it's smaller. So with those two lenses, I should have everything covered pretty much. And then of course, the tripods. Now, what I also carry with this is I have a dummy battery, and I have the Ecamm Live USB stick, the 4K converter. So I have that, I have a USB hub. So what I usually take is I leave the laptop, and I can show you the screen a little bit. And I have a 4K monitor right here. Oops, sorry. Yeah, there we go. Did a little bit too much on the Ecamm. But anyway, I can still do this. So if I do like what Charles Richard does, is bring his camera along, I would get me a little bit smaller than the 28 millimeter. And I'm just showing you, that's not very good, sorry. But I would get a smaller than the 28 millimeter. And on the lens, now they did come up with a 26, but I would like even a smaller one. So there are some other lenses that I'm looking at, and it's DX style. So the APS-C, I can get some from the F mount, but then you have to put the F to Z mount on and then put the lenses. So that kind of extends it. But you can always put the kit lens on too. The other important thing is kind of like a battery pack. And this is 100 watt. This thing will charge all week and even more, depending on what you charge. So if your battery runs low, you can use this to charge your battery. And I'll fully charge it. The only other thing I can say is in this bag. So I can mount the camera in the third pocket, right here. And take the joystick off. And what I usually do is I take it off and I'll put it in there. And I can install this one in, and set it in the camera like so. Or I can put it in sideways. It doesn't matter. But that's just to show you that I have a travel bag ready. Or if I have to take pictures or go on something, I'll be using this camera. And the ZFC is no slouch. So it's great at autofocusing. I love the dials on the top because you can set it and it will stay in the settings. There might be another lens you want to bring along with you, like a prime or something. You never know. But with the two lenses I have, either for street photography or landscaping, they're pretty good. And usually you shoot them at 4.5 anyway, or 5 or 8, and they're excellent. So the only other thing you have to do is stop my dog. So besides rodents and other animals trying to get inside to stay warm, my dog has, little Wanda, has a big heart, and she's protecting the house. She doesn't want any uninvited guests. So she's back inside. She should go to bed and keep quiet the rest of the night. But anyway, it's my take. It's a great camera. I would rather use the Z30 for my studio. Great autofocusing. I don't think this camera is very well water sealed. And with some of the lenses on there, it's not that good. But if you're careful with it, you can get some great pictures. And like I would say, I would leave my eCam here. I would leave my battery, the dummy battery here, and just use the batteries that I have charged, ready to go. And the only other thing I'd suggest is bring some filters along and some extra SD cards. You never know. Something may fail. So if you have a backup to that, that's great. The only other thing is you can bring there's no thumb drive or anything. I don't know if it has the capability, but this can transfer files through Bluetooth, through Wi-Fi, and to a computer. But for connecting directly to, let's say, a T5 Samsung, I don't think you can do that. It does have a USB port, but I might bring this little adapter right here. So let me show you. This is what I have connected to the computer. So this has a network hub. This has HDMI out and 2 USB 3. On the other side, you plug in a USB-C, okay, to give it power. And this can either go into the camera or it can go into a laptop, okay? The network is pretty interesting. I haven't tried it yet. I might do a video on that, where I take the laptop, connect it to the hub or to my Wi-Fi, and see if it works. You never know. The only other thing is it has an SD card and a micro SD card reader. So that means you have to bring another power supply, or I got the power bank, okay? So this is a good handy tool to bring along with you. With the extra SD card, let's say if I put it in a backpack, with extra lenses and stuff, I could probably put it on the iPad Pro that I have. It's better to get a better bag, a bigger one, which I have in the garage. And that way the laptop can fit in there, and I take the whole thing. But other devices you can bring, HDMI port out, but this already has it. You can have one for your SD card reader for your iPhone with a lightning port, or with a USB-C. I think the new iPhone has the USB-C. So anyhow, you can transfer that files that way too. So if I took a backpack out, I would take everything out of this bag, and I have it in that bag. The only problem is the laptop wouldn't fit, just the iPad Pro. So I would get me a bigger bag just to do that. But anyhow, I'm just showing you some options that you can think of for traveling. So if you want to, if you know you're going to be away and you still have a YouTube and you have Wi-Fi, you can record with your laptop or even with your camera, and then you can either send it remotely back home, work it on the internet like most people do because they got laptops that go with them. And like right here, I got a perfect setup. The only thing I added was a 4K monitor to it. But with just a laptop and a camera, without even the dummy battery, but with the Elgato Cam Link 4K, you got a YouTube workstation for the road. Simple. Batteries drain pretty quickly when you're shooting video. That's why you have a dummy battery. And if you have to, you can keep recharging your camera with the power bank. The only thing with my power bank, though, is it has one USB-C. So you have to get one with a USB 3, which the camera can go, and then maybe the other one to power the camera. So that's two. And then, of course, if you want to power your laptop, you have to have an external USB-C to that also. Just a lot of options. I find it easier, just take the camera and leave the laptop. You know, you take it with you wherever you go, but you just leave it there with the Elgato. And then you just take the camera. And it's simple as this. So I'm going to pause this. I'm going to go to the webcam, and I'll show you how I do it. So here's the webcam.